Kia ora, g'day, hello, it's Lewis Holden here again for another update on my layout for February 2026. It seems incredible, it's February already. The year is starting to really fly by as usual, and at the moment I've got my DSB running around on the layout, but it is actually continually stalling, which is a little bit frustrating. We'll see if we can get it going. Here it comes. So right now, I'm actually running this on DC. I have been experimenting with using Hornby's HM7000 Bluetooth system. It's not really worked, and I'm not entirely sure why. I've increased the track voltage to 24 volts as recommended. It's slightly outside of the recommended amps, running at 2 amps, but yeah, just not sure what's gone on there. I've seen a few people posting online just about how to tune the Hornby HM7000 and we've stalled again system, but no one's really come up with an exact reason why. I can connect to it, but just for some reason the commands are just not going through. It works fine on DC, which is what I've got the now. We'll just bring this over here. The hand of God will come in and just give it a quick push. This piece of track is actually sagged slightly. So the woodwork that's holding it up has sagged slightly, which is quite annoying. Right at the end here, as you see, I've actually done a job on making sure that that LC actually looks realistic. Got a whole bunch of others that I'm slowly working my way on, in amongst other things. Some of you would have seen I posted a very short video to the 3'6" models page the other night, just about the development of the A1A chassis and bogies. So here they are. Needs a bit more work. It's a couple of things. So the obviously units at this end, the cover that holds on has come off. So that's been a bit of a problem. This bogey unit is actually pretty good. The only problem is the base keeper plate keeps dropping off the bottom. So yeah, need to work on a solution there to get the screws in. This chassis itself is actually the chassis unit which is holding the motor in there. It's a test print using the resin printer. I'm going to do these in aluminium as well. One, to give it a bit more weight, but two, because it will, more likely to stay nice and true. Slight sag here, as you can see, and I suspect the heat from the motor has not been too great for the integrity of the resin model itself. So yeah, that's definitely a work in progress. A couple of the IB wagons here as well. One of those is actually for an order for a customer. The ZA, I don't think it's moved since last month. Obviously my DA shell, which will go on this this chassis when I'm actually closer to getting it underway and ready for commercial use. Yeah, I've disassembled the DQ again because I'm actually going to paint it this time, and all the bits that go on it. There's another DSB, a whole bunch of good old NZR Lazy Zs. The AO, I've done this, actually had a request from a customer to do this. I took the NZ120 design that Simon Lister did, and I've just made a few modifications. So as you can see, it's got a aluminium underframe. So again, that gives it a bit more weight. And then the actual carriage body itself just slots on top there nicely. And obviously I've done the more modern Kinky Sharo bogies. Those are actually a Peter Bryant design. It looks pretty good. They definitely run very nicely. But the main thing is that I can actually reuse that aluminium chassis for 56 footers as well in HOnz. So that's a big plus. The next thing that I've been working on as well in the last sort of month, which you can't generally see, is I mentioned last time I was going to put up battens for lighting. So I've now done that for, well, at least half of the layout, all the way down into the corner there. It puts out quite a nice light when I turn off the main lights, and there's going to be a fascia board that will run on the top there on the edge of that piece of wood. It'll go down to that end, and then I'll have another one cutting across again and then back up the side. I've acquired one or two, as you might have seen, reels of these LED lights off AliExpress. There's another one all the way down the end there. So in the end, there's going to be a few strips of these. So they come in 5 meter lots. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 3 there plus 4. So I've got 20 meters of the stuff on top of the 5 meters that I've already done. So it's a 6 meter long shed, which means that you can get 5 out of 6 meters of that sorted using one. And so we'll get another one in there. I've put aluminium on there partly because I had a whole bunch of it, because I've used it previously for making corrugated iron. And I don't really do that anymore because I tend to just 3D print it like everything else. But I thought, well, you can actually use that as a reflective strip, so I put that up there for that very purpose. Now down here, I've been sort of experimenting with a bit of the layout. I'll talk about the silver fern in a moment, but this is actually on my old layout, and just to ensure, obviously I've got a loco depot. Kind of thought, well, might as well put that on this one. That's the DG chassis, and a whole bunch of the LAs. This will eventually be the stone train when I get around to finishing it. Oh, there's one of David Whedon's jiggers. This one's an HO scale, so it's correctly will actually fit on the track. Try not to break it. Excuse my dirty fingernails. We'll get it on there, I promise. Yeah, those are very nice little models. I like all the details and things that are in them. Type 18 bogies. That's well, there should be another one around here somewhere for a customer. I've just put those together, and sort of closed up my boneyard. So, silver fern. This is a little bit of a frustration. I bought a motor unit from a company in Austria for this, and it's actually sitting under there, and just has not worked as well as I had hoped it to. Basically, there's not enough weight over the top of it. So I think what I will do, this is the non-powered car end of the silver fern. I think what I'll do is I will actually get another unit and add in the additional axle. So 3 axles on the front bogie. I kind of think maybe I'll do what I've done with my A1A units eventually. So I'll make that as well. But the mechanism under the DG is very nice. It's currently down here in the paint shop. It's had a first sort of coat of this nice shiny red color, but that's obviously going to have to be dulled down to look like the real thing, because they were very rarely that clean and shiny in service. That's being painted at the moment. Been working on the this is Peter Bryant's design, the LPA. Pretty nice wagon, just needs a underframe for it. Working. Over here we've got this is one of Andrew Peters' designs, IA, which I did in the aluminium. Those have come out very nicely, actually. The aluminium does. The only issue is it's actually sitting a bit too high, so I'm going to have to make a few adjustments to that. It's about 1 millimeter too high, the deck on it, so it will need to be adjusted. A whole bunch of my UKs which I had running around. I still haven't finished actually getting the loop set up, some of the electronics for that. sitting out there, and a few of the servo motors as well waiting to be installed. These are just brackets that you can download online and screw your servos onto. Works very well. The sawmill scene will be over here. I still in two minds about putting in a full siding. I think I will, and that'll come out of the station as sort of a private siding. I might actually put the turnout for that about here, because otherwise the scene's going to get way too cluttered, etc. But yeah, this sort of corner will be where there's the other LEDs. Will be where the sawmill sort of scene is, as you come around here to where the viaduct will be. And we keep coming around. I've moved the house a little bit. Still need to finish the framing for this end of the layout. As you can see, the fascia just sort of comes to an end. So yeah, and the other bit of the fascia is sort of still stopped here. So I need to cut that. I just stopped this loco because it was driving me nuts before. Kept on stalling while I was trying to get this underway. And yeah, not a huge amount, just a few bits of no more gaps being done here on this side of the layout. A lot of work to do still to cover over the screw heads and then sand this all back. But eventually we'll have the back scene. As you can see, I've started to put the polystyrene in the background, partly just to store it somewhere because I've got lots of the stuff. And it becomes a bit irritating to store it, but also so I can sort of work out how much of it I need. My thinking is basically this background bit will be, you know, sort of mountains, etc. Hills is the line sort of goes up the hill there, with possibly having a turnout for, or two turnouts, I should say, for private sidings, one for a lime works and another potentially for a dairy factory. And yeah, trying to position some of the buildings around the layout too, to figure out where things can go. I kind of just put the hotel in that house there just temporarily. House, yeah, needs a little bit more work on it, and as does the hotel, which I mentioned last time I got off a guy in Blenheim. Town centre I haven't really done much with. My basic thinking now is that I will actually mount this on polystyrene and build it up. So it sort of come around the corner here out to the frame, and then possibly the road in the background there will just sort of fade against the back scene, or it'll just sort of go up into a hill there or something like that, with a road bridge over the line somewhere around here. This sort of flat area, because of the placing of the turnout ladder for the yard, I think will probably be possibly another industry scene. I think I'll do a you know, grain business or grain store or something like that. I've got a whole bunch of CG wagons that I'm sort of pottering on in the background that I need to actually have an industry for them to go to, and of course that needs to go up on the 3foot6 website. So yeah, just so you know, this is what my workbench looks like all the time. So I've got a whole bunch of UKs that I'm working on, 00 AB, and of course hiding away in the corner there is still the DL. Got a new chassis for that on its way from China. But yeah, the idea will be I'll build this bit up, and obviously I'll have the row of shops and things there on the road frontage, and then it will have a retaining wall or something in front of the main line here, and then possibly the road will actually come over the hill here. As you can see, the fascia is kind of built up, so could actually do it that way. That might actually look half decent, and then maybe a park on the side. And with the war memorial, so yeah, we could potentially put that in there. You know, courthouse, 2 banks, and all that fun stuff. But other than that, there hasn't been a huge amount of change on the layout. I mean, you know, just doing this took me an afternoon, and you know, there's a few orders that I need to get underway. Printers aren't actually running right at this very moment. I've been having a few challenges, and if you look down here, please excuse my dirty carpet. I'm actually running a dehumidifier right at the moment because it's been so hot here in Auckland that basically it, you know, has gone super humid all the time, which is not great for the 3D printing process. that blank wall. Geez, I look a bit sweaty as well, don't I? That's not great. So yeah, so that's the update. Not a huge amount has happened since January, but there has been progress, and that's the main thing. Just where I can get time in between, working on people's orders, life in general. Been working fairly long hours for work at the moment, just going through some interesting times, which can be a bit stressful. And, model trains are really my sort of outlet from that, my way of getting out of the day-to-day stress of my job, and all the other stuff that I do. And so it's been quite good to have this here and be able to do a few bits and bobs around the place. So you're still waiting on an order. I am working on them, I promise. Challenges aside with the printers and supply issues out of China. Aluminium I do all out of China. And right now, of course, it's Chinese New Year. So for the next couple of weeks, there won't be any aluminium orders coming out of China. So there's going to be a bit of a challenge, but just to let everyone know, I will put a note about that up on my website. Slowly working my way through things. For the next month, hopefully I'll get the rest of the battens up the other side here completed, get the LEDs wired up and ready to go, and I will have a bit more light, especially down in the far corner of the shed, which is good. And maybe I'll get the DQ painted, and maybe we'll have a AO running around next time, but you'll have to wait for that one. So like and subscribe in the meantime, and yeah, have a good one, everyone.